Hello.
Hey,
We
hey,
are
hey.
back once again.
Guess who's back? We're back. Guess who's back?
Hey. Great
We are
to
so
be here.
excited
again.
and great to be back. Once again, an opportunity to enrich and empower couples, marriage maintenance, seriously dating, engaged, interested in dating and having relationships, just empowering relationships as a whole, right, honey?
Right, and relationships go outside of just
Marriage.
the marriage, but that's what we concentrate on, the marriage maintenance.
Yeah.
But relationships with your co-workers, with friends, family members,
That's it. We do
just
that.
to maintain who you are in that relationship.
So your favorite marriage mechanics are here. Yep. We're so glad it. Before we get started, we just want to tell y'all thank you so much for all the amazing support. Those who are watching, those who are
seeing you out there,
replaying, those who are sharing, those who are just praying for us as we go forth and do the work of this segment of ministry, and that is marriage maintenance and relationship coaching and building.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real 100%, as a matter of fact.
We'd love to do that
Booyah.
from our point of view.
Yep. Yep. So, well, today we're going to be talking about balancing life with additions.
New addition.
Balancing life with additions. New additions, adding to whatever is going on in your life. But honey, what is the first thing when you say new additions? What you think?
Well, first I want to bring in our special guests, Ronnie, Robbie,
Ricky and Mike.
Bobby and Ricky. Nah, what you say by new additions could be for family members such as babies, new arrivals.
Yeah, but you know, while you're saying new arrivals, we just are coming out of a little year over us being from a national lockdown.
Right.
Last year.
Pandemic babies.
Pandemic, a lot of quarantine babies
loves,
are now starting to emerge. And they've, 9 months ago?
To manifest.
Yeah. They're here.
All of that quarantine love has
manifested
into.
That was quarantine love. That people were connected and
love.
Chambered up together in their households. Not being able to really get out and do what they would like to do. And
spend quality time. That's what we'll call it. Quality time.
Very, 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 very close quarters.
Yeah, connected.
Quality time.
Yeah.
With each other, but we're now seeing a lot of new additions coming forth from that time, which is a blessing.
Right.
And we thank God for those new babies that are here.
That's one way.
Yeah, but then another way is
a lot of people have changed their jobs. And,
jobs.
So that plays a part.
A lot of people lost jobs and had to start new jobs. The job market is starting to look a little bit better. So we're seeing.
How can that be a new addition? It's not such a new addition.
It is an addition.
A new way to living.
Yeah. Because you have to make an adjustment.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about, making adjustments to new things.
Right.
And even though working might not be something new, but the type of work you may be doing may be new.
The time,
the schedule. Yeah. What is going to take more from you as far as power, brain power, or physical power.
Right.
Within your energy.
Timings of if you were a one car family and you both went to work at the same time and came home at the same time.
Now you have to flip flop where somebody's going to work at night.
Because my wife was not working I'm gonna say not going to the office where she worked at, and
for about 3-4 months.
So one of our cars were not being driven as much, and I drove the car to work. The other vehicle we have to work more other times. So it was like almost 5 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah.
And that other car didn't get any attention.
Yeah.
So I had to
just go crank it up every now and then, make sure it rings.
Give it back the attention that it wasn't getting.
Yeah.
So.
But that's another addition, and also you can so many different things you can take on the responsibility of a loved one's child, or take on the responsibility of caretaking and moving in an elderly parent or loved one. So it's so many different ways to make these adjustments through these, through these new additions.
How would you say what would we say about that going into that?
Yeah, so we can reevaluate when we get ready to start making, adjustments to these new additions. There's so many different things that we have to consider, and that's what we just want to share with you, some pointers on things that you may need to consider as you begin to go forward, because in all of that, the sum total is that we want to make sure that every addition, everything, whatever it is that you have going on in your life, that you don't forget that you need to spend time with your spouse.
Each other, right.
And that's one of the things that go on the back burner, especially when new babies come, especially when new jobs start, especially when, an additional responsibility or multiple additional
responsibilities. And again, we talk about time changing things. That's why we have to make time to make time.
Yeah. And back to that word that you'll probably always hear from us every time you listen to an episode is the C, communication. And that's what we just want to hone in on. Communication,
right?
Communication.
Make sure that you have that with one another,
right? So
even when it comes to say, well, when will we make the time to do? Well, we have to communicate that. We usually get that time when bedtime comes,
right?
But if you're coming home late and one spouse has been home all day, if you have a family or children and you've been working with them all day, with the kids being in school at home. That's a whole
nother dynamic right now.
So that's
so where you were able to even spend time talking to your spouse because somebody worked from home, or they were at home during the time when the kids were in school, so y'all had that time to really, have some dialogue. It's not there the way it used to be, because it's being eaten up with making sure that academia is done with children being homeschooled.
Right.
So you got to really
even
be
with
creative.
The kids' time, you got to give time for them as well.
Too. Yeah.
They're because
they're an addition.
So being home more so.
Yeah.
And you got to know how to get them out. So get some outside time outside of just being stuck in those four walls.
All kinds of things. So we're in a mega level of creativity.
Right. It's very fast.
Right now with
we have to do that.
Adjusting to all of the different additions that we have going on right now. So some pointers just to share with you to let you know how you can help get through some of these things. The first thing you need to do is reevaluate what roles each person, husband and wife, plays in the household, and make sure that you're making emphasis on the things that really that is important, that make the best of everything in this makes sense. So to say, weigh out your pros and your cons. What's really worth it? What's really worth putting the time and energy in it? Wasting time on something that really is not going to benefit you, your spouse, or your family. So weigh your pros and cons.
And you know what? I'm going to say this. That can go for a family of 6 to a family of 1. You have to even communicate with yourself. All right, what time?
What I'm doing? What am I going to do today?
Right.
How much time I'm going to spend here
in a place of just being stuck.
Right. And when you want to look at the responsibilities and roles of what you versus your spouse is doing, really take the time to say, well, being that we have a new baby now, my wife is preoccupied. If somebody, especially if they're, the feeding times, they're breastfeeding, they need time to do different things, because you can't just give daddy a baby in a bottle in breastfeeding, especially when they're newborns.
Right. Especially when they've been working at the office all day, and you probably say, I'm handing them over to you. I've had them all day. Give that person time to debrief, to come down from being around people, from knowing that go get yourself showered down, get all of that off of you, and just get your mental psyche together.
And then on the flip side, with the breastfeeding piece, is that sometimes the mom is tired and she needs a break because she's been with the baby. So and dad wants to come in and try to help make sure that things go easy, and it might not be just that simple to be able to step in and give that help, because
that time could be scheduled differently than when you just coming in.
Right.
The baby could have just got down to sleep, and here you coming in, and
trying to do your part, and sometimes it just don't work the way you think it's going to work.
Exactly.
The other thing is share your thoughts. Oh my gosh, this part is so important.
Just with all of that we just said, you got to share those thoughts so the other person will know what the other person
and
is.
We're not mind
through.
readers.
Exactly.
We're not mind readers. Neither one, husband or wife.
Even
we're
the
not
baby.
mind readers.
The baby don't care.
We can't read the minds. We won't, you would like to be able to think something. And like my husband and I, we've been married so long, sometimes we're thinking about the same thing. Might not be at the same time, sometimes at the same time, but we're thinking about the same thing around about the same time, or he might have thought about it early on that week and I've thought about it. And that's a wonderful thing, but that don't happen all the time. We've been married for a period of time, so it's certain things that we may come together with, right. Or it's a certain time of year and we're thinking about certain times because we've done it together for so long. But everybody isn't there, and they're not, it doesn't happen like that for everyone. Right. So share your thoughts with your spouse. Share to them what you're thinking about. I don't care what it is. Finances. Do we have enough insurance coverage? Do we have enough plans in place in case something happens to one of us?
For this weekend? Did you plan something already?
I mean, it's so many things. Whatever it may is, what come up on your mind? What is it that you're thinking?
It's important.
Share your stuff.
If you don't verbalize it, no one will know.
Discuss the details.
Right.
Discuss what you're thinking. Break it down. Don't assume anything.
Assumptions get people, we already know what that means. So
don't assume anything.
Right. So
make sure that arrangements are taken care of. Bounce off of each other. If this week I gotta work late and I need for you, and I'm usually the one to go pick up the baby from the daycare, the roles have to shift. So you need to make discussions, have a conversation, okay? And the last one I want to share is ask questions. Ask questions. As I said before, don't assume.
Right.
Don't assume that your spouse knows. Don't assume that your spouse has thought about it. Because and the reason why I'm emphasizing that, because this is how you keep the stress off of you and your spouse. And this is how you keep frustration and arguments down. In the midst of adjusting to a new job, you don't need to be arguing with your spouse at home because, you did not, share all of your thoughts and ask all of the questions or made sure that the proper arrangements are made to pick the baby up when you know that you have now started a job where you got this big promotion and it's calling for you to work a little bit later. Not too late, but it's calling you to work past 6 o'clock. So the baby got to be picked up before 6 or you're going to be fined. So you got to get there. So talk to your spouse. And that way y'all will be able to talk about it.
Right.
And if y'all can't get there together, then you make arrangements for someone else to pick them up. Okay? So, these are just little pointers. But the biggest thing is communicate and make sure that you spend time with your spouse.
Right. At the end of that week, at the end of the day, you should have some conversation definitely at the end of the day with each other.
Make sure that you spend some time.
You come in late and they're sleeping, and I know it's kind of hard if like you say, if it's a child involved and all of that, but you want them to get their sleep, and so you got to weigh it.
Yeah.
Kind of just weigh it.
Weigh it how things are going to go, and be open to change.
Right.
Let me say that again. Be open to change. Life with these additions,
anyway.
life changes. And if it's in a decision, honey, how many times have we made decisions and decided to go with it, and as time progressed,
it had to change again.
We had to make a difference. We had to, no, this is not working for us anymore. It's not that it didn't work.
But different times changes.
With different times, with growth, with schedule changes, with the growth of the children, with the adjustments of new jobs, with the intake of a loved one, whatever it may be, there are things that have to change because changes have arrived. Right. They're here. So don't be afraid to make a change just because there has been a different situation that has happened in your life. Okay? So, of course, we're going to leave you with a little activity. All right? So your activity is, y'all ready? Okay, this one is good. To take the time to schedule out a little bit of time, whether you have a new baby or new job, or any kind of adjustment that you're making, but put some time aside to spend time with your spouse. Even if it means that you have to stay up a little bit later to be able to have a discussion with them. If it means that you have to set your alarm to wake up a little bit earlier to have a discussion.
If you have to chat on the way in from work.
That's right. If you have to set aside some time
get
to
you
chat.
what do you call those things? The earpiece. So you
yeah,
can talk
with the Bluetooth.
Right.
And talk to your spouse while you're moving around through the house getting dinner ready. Another thing, wait till the baby goes to sleep.
And that was the key word, with your spouse, not with any and everybody else.
Right, with your spouse. Yes.
If it's, possible that you can
wait till the baby goes to sleep. Put the baby down for bed and spend time. Once that baby is solidly sleeping, you get that baby down. Go and spend time talking to your spouse. Put that baby
on the schedule. You're the adult.
You're the parent.
Like you gotta control that.
Yeah, but we know when they first come here, they run our lives.
Right, but you gotta control.
But we have to learn how to say, okay,
put them on the schedule.
This is not the reality of life. Come on, sugar. Right. And you'll learn it as time goes. Mom and dad, they learn really quick how to work it if you want to, because babies will, kids, period. They'll work your schedule if you let them. Because as they get older, they're going to work it. They're going to have you running all over the place, taking them and dropping them off to practice and all that stuff. So the piece that you can have a little control over, control it, okay? And just remember that these are just little things that you can do to continue to balance through the adjustments. Honey, you have anything else, Grant?
I just want them to
live,
love,
laugh, learn,
and
last.
All right.
Y'all keep it on, and guess what? We look forward to seeing y'all in future episodes. Have a great one.
All right. Blessings.
Bye-bye.